So we trying to wait for it. We winging it real
I want to hear you scream. You got to scream. We live. That's what I'm here.
That's what everybody waits for. That's what I'm here for. So as soon as Denzel gives you the signal, you got. There you go. Don't.
Yeah, that was kind of not holding loud.
Yeah. Nigga, B brought his knee. He was like,
You enjoyed that?
oh my God, what's wrong?
All right, we live now, yo.
Oh, yeah! We flexing on these motherfuckers. Not safe for ear. My name is Nicholas. No, it's not safe for motherfucking ears. Who we got on the set?
Rick Ross.
Rick Ross. And who he? If he Rick Ross, who this is?
Diddy.
Yo, it's a Diddy ass nigga, yo. This nigga is a Diddy ass nigga.
Oh, yeah,
We got Flex clothing on.
Man, thanks for y'all tuning in.
He said, let's give him a hand clap. Flex. Matter of fact, let's flex. Everybody got flex too. Everybody got flex. Come on.
Okay, listen. About that, right? It is flex clothing, right? Oh shit! But it's not that kind of flex. But since you always in the gym, you can do that.
Okay,
that's flexing. That's how you flex.
Got it.
That's your flex.
Oh, it's like flex is like all encompassing flex.
It's like a noun.
Oh, I see.
So what's it mean?
Not a verb. It's not a verb. It's a noun. I remember that in English. Verbs and nouns.
I thought it was. I thought it was an acronym.
It is. It's an acronym. But
oh, it is. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's like extravagant in some way.
Listen. Yeah. Flex. FLEX.
For ladies.
Forever living extreme extravagance. We took the E off of extravagance. It's just X.
Right. Oh, fuck ladies everywhere on X. That's how you spell extravagance. Fuck ladies everywhere on X. This nigga that's what it really is.
Oh no, don't reach past that he just dropped it.
Fuck ladies everywhere. But the on don't count. Extravagant. You could do the how you call it, an acronym? That's what's called.
Do you want to? That's what we just now said that.
No, I'm saying you can have an acronym with the on in there. I've seen companies do it. So let's say like fuck ladies everywhere, right?
Right.
And then you got to put the
xylophones.
Everywhere xylophones?
On xylophones.
You a liar. I ain't fucking with ladies about One thing is anybody dick out playing xylophone. Anyway. Oh, we got flex clothing. Flex for yeah, so basically that flex is based off of your own, terminology and what you want to flex in that niche and field that you're in. So it's pretty much just more your own style.
Exactly.
When did it start? Yeah. I remember you, all right, real quick, real recap. Yeah. This motherfucker was back in high school. If y'all remember the Air Force Ones, right? What y'all call them? Y'all call them some other shit. Uptown. New York. That's that New York shit. That makes shit way cool. That sounds like it. So he used to motherfucking get the Gucci prints and the fucking Fendi prints and the Fubu prints and the goddamn Kmart prints and all them prints, and he would put them on a shoe, and he was that plug. I never knew you was in the fashion like that. I mean, I know you was always a first motherfucker. I knew he was a ball player like a motherfucker. He couldn't hoop. Shots a bust his nigga ass and a lot of that shit.
Y'all know each other?
Yeah, high school. Yeah. When did it start? Like, was that around that time y'all had a conversation? Like, yo,
well, that's what happened because you remember. All right, so. The shoe thing, when I was doing the shoes, I always liked clothes and fashion and shit like that. So, me and Josh did
real quick, I'm sorry, shots.
Yeah.
What we doing? Denzel made the damn shots.
I was listening to the story.
No, you did a good job. We just failed you, that's all.
Damn, I wanted the booty one.
Let's get this shit. Oh, you want the booty one?
Yeah.
We got an ass eater. Listen, cheers. Flex on the forever, not safe ears. Yeah, flex on the forever. Xylophones. Xylophones. Fucking on xylophones. Fucking on xylophones. Everywhere. Big. Trap. Alright. Gang. And now we really lit.
What was that though, Paul?
It never gets better.
I mean, it's still smooth.
That's rum. Spice
Shout
rum.
my man Steve out. What's the name of that shit?
Spice rum.
Spice rum, Steve. We appreciate you. We love you. Been home. I think he shouted the page out too. Yeah, he did. All right. So, Joshua, high school, fashion, origin.
Right, so, remember me and Josh did the honey dip shit?
Yes, I do remember that.
We did that. So, that was like the first initial anything into a clothing line at all, like, that we ever tried to do at all. But we ain't know shit about women's clothing. We was just geeking around. We had a couple.
You said women's clothing?
Yeah, it was one of those chicks' names. It was called honey dip.
It was like, hey, I made these panties for you. That actually sounds pretty dope, though.
Back then, it was alright. But yeah, we didn't know shit about women's clothing, so that shit went to the side. But then, after I graduated, we did Swagger. Me and Y started Swagger. So Swagger was alright, but that once again that term, that word was just so that shit we did away with that. And then I went to school in DC and Y after that was like 2004, 2005. I went to school in 2008 for graphic design in DC. Okay. And while I was still hitting me, yo, we need something. Yo, we gotta come up with something. We need something. We can't use Swagger. We need something. So it took like, I don't know, it probably took like another year and a half for me to come up with Flex. It started off, I still got my sketchbook from when we first started. This is like 2008. I came up with Flex. It was before it was profit, because I always wanted something that meant something. You know what I mean? I wanted to make something that means something. So it was people. At first it was people. It's profit every day or practice, live in the strategy. But that shit's too long. Nobody wanted it.
So you were into acronyms.
Yeah. I mean, right. I'm trying to fit a lot into a little bit. So, because we did Honey Dip, and that fell to the side. Then we did Swag.
Well, what did Honey Dip stand for?
That was just Honey.
Oh, it wasn't. I think I had
that around the time with that Jewel song, Honey Dip came out.
Oh yeah, all that. That's what all of that. That's what all of that was going on. So after that,
we just got a viewer question.
Damn, early?
Yeah, let Marvin read it.
That's a big deal. Oh,
I know where that question came from too. I know who that question came from.
Somebody being funny.
Yeah.
So we gotta wait.
It's one of those? Oh! Alright, well, we appreciate it, you nasty fucks.
We gonna get to that question. I promise you. We gonna get on my Kanye shit. We gonna come back to that.
Okay.
We'll come back to that. But we want to get their origins, get some little insight on it, and then we gonna get.
We got a name for that question?
Huh?
Who submitted it?
These nuts.
Sorry. With these nuts, we go.
It's Sheena
Oh yeah, we already know.
Oh, she. Oh, all right, she already know. All right, she did. Stick around a little longer. Salute.
I already knew who
we gonna get to that.
I saw the question. It's a joke, man.
So you were saying Honey Dip was an acronym for?
Nah, Honey Dip wasn't an acronym.
No.
I like that. Honestly, on. All right.
So look, after that, so the Honey Dip Swagger, now we at Flex is 2008, and while I was hounding me for something, like, yo, we gotta do something. I'm like, I don't have no ideas, but I just kept going at it, came up with Flex, forever living the shit extravagance. So after that, at the time, we ain't had no kids. Like, it was 2008. So
pulling out with shit.
We went right with it.
Bad pips out there, pussy. Go ahead. Me too. I know.
We were smart back in the smart days, but not. So we just right after that, right after we got something solid, we just went with it. We did the first piece was the varsity jacket. That shit got in King magazine.
I remember that shit.
Was
it burgundy?
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, that was like the first piece, like our very first piece of that shit. We never mass produced it. We ain't produced it yet. So when it dropped, we've been working on it like recently. Like we wanted, because this is our 10th year.
It's a good time, but you're about to get cold again.
Yeah.
Yo, can you say how long you've been doing it again?
10 years.
10 years.
We should highlight
the reason why I say that is because, yo, everybody that do anything, they be wanting success year one. They be like, oh, I'm gonna fucking make $150,000 first year. Second year, I'm gonna be a millionaire. And by third year,
you gotta be looking at fifth year. We might be somewhere in the fifth year. I mean, we 10 years in. We've been in, our shipping in magazines and all that, but we ain't rich by any means at all.
But you growing and you 10 years in and you strong, you still here. Yeah. And it's something to be said about you know what I mean, having a long-standing brand. You know what I mean? Right. It's something to be said about a Fabulous versus somebody who got the hot song of the summer. Designer. It's designer. Right. Yeah, it's something to be said. Yeah.
No word.
Yeah, y'all not him. Y'all not designer. Y'all Fabulous. He was dancing in Jamaica. That's the last thing I saw. He living his best life.
He might be, and he gonna continue to make money off of that. But is that what you really want long term?
Y'all got that. Y'all thinking long term, future endeavors and everything like that. So, and while we heard you hounding him about it, so what had you really like on the temperament? Like, yo, we need something. We got to get to it. Like, what took just wanted our own shit.
You know, I was tired of wearing. I used to sell clothes. I used to sell polos, Lacoste, other local brands. You know, but it came time like we just need our own. You know, just didn't have a name. Really.
Was you the white tee plug back in the day?
You probably was.
The free size plug?
Nah.
Yeah, between that and the dice game.
Just clothes. Yeah, pull the deal card. I know this is high school. I know him. Yeah.
Flowers and cards.
Chill.
All right, so yeah, you.
Oh, no.
I mean, your question.
Yeah, so we came with 2008, 2009, and from there I think we had the first varsity jacket got into King's Magazine. Then I think we was on a show called it was like Dawson's Creek, but
oh yeah, what was that? What was that? It was
y'all made an appearance or your clothes made an
It was
appearance?
like an urban Dawson's
one of the actors on there
Had your shit on.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
The dude that was on TRL, the white boy.
Nah, not him, but that was
a
way
show that was
before.
like
This was
Dawson's
like
Creek,
2009, 2010. Yeah, it was something like Dawson's Creek, but it was
Let's
some
just say
actor.
Dawson's Creek. Let's just say
How's
Dawson's
that Dawson Creek?
It was on Dawson's Creek, nigga. Two black dudes like, yeah, that was them.
Nah,
I can't think of the name, but that might have been the first like so-called celebrity to holler at us, like some clothes.
She just reached out to you. It wasn't any kind of like middleman or anything, right?
that was MySpace. That was MySpace days.
So when did you notice your pussy rate starting to go?
That's another thing, dude. Yo, I love it. First
It kind of always been.
It's always been good.
So I mean, it's just
You never had a bad pussy rate, yo? Where you was trying and trying and trying.
Oh yeah. That was
Everybody got drugs.
like yeah. That was recent, like the year before last. The year before last, I had contemplated going to Shepherd Pratt. What's wrong with me?
You about to start going down that candy aisle, huh?
So so as far as like creating a clothing line that you 10 years in, so as far as like your projection on when you really plan on taking it, do you guys have anywhere in particular that you want it to be like a milestone, or is it just kind of like, yo, fuck it, we just gonna run with it till we look up and we just at the top?
I mean, for me, it's things that I want to do, but it ain't no like certain point I'm trying to get to. I'm just going. We just keep going.
Right.
It ain't no,
I mean,
for me,
I just had a conversation with my man Malik Jamal. Shout out Jamal. I told him, he was talking about what he's doing in life and what, the way he's going and the companies he worked for or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he was asking me, he's like, what's your plan B? Like, what's your plan B? I said,
another way to make my plan A work.
I said, plan B? What's that? I said, it's flex clothing or die. Like, it's nothing. Like I have a 9-to-5 job, but in my 9-to-5 job, I also design clothing. Mm-hmm. So that's what, like, that's it. It's clothing design, or that's it. Like, I don't have, like, with, like,
porn. You wouldn't do porn?
You would, motherfucker, for the right.
You would do porn.
I'll be behind the camera.
No, you would do it.
I always wondered how that whole disease contract thing go in porn.
You gotta get
the same way you do on the regular street. You just take a chance.
No.
You got your shots. You wearing the folder, right? All right.
You gotta get.
You gotta come with the paperwork and all that kind of shit.
You get the monthly subscription to the clinic, and you be fine. You don't have to worry about it.
They got monthly subscriptions? And how do you know?
Because he got one. Look at it. Watch out for your dick and shit. Alright, so how the fuck did y'all get like Charlamagne and Young Mon, all these motherfuckers, man? Like, was these people reaching out to you, or?
This is what people don't understand. Like go back to the whole 10-year thing and grinding and all that. Yo, just go. Just hit them up. Okay. See who. Okay. People wear clothes. People have people who put clothes on them when they go on TV. Hit the people who put the clothes on. Just hit them.
Little research is what you're saying. Research
a little bit of research and just hit them. Just hit them. Just ask them. Send them.
Just say fuck it.
I holler at them like I'm hollering at one of y'all.
Yeah, like yo, how can we send y'all some shit? Like that's it. Like that's the line. How can we get y'all some clothes? They bite or they don't. It might take. Like of course we've been trying to get at Fabulous for years and years and years and years. We just started making a little bit of. Trying to find a little bit of groundwork, try to get to people around him so we can get to him.
Yeah, so Fab.
Right. Yeah. As far as streetwear and fashion and that shit goes, but
people been burning him up lately though.
Oh yeah, I mean Fab, he going Fab.
Everything he been doing lately, I like it. People burning him up.
Beating up women?
Yeah,
No, yo.
You said you liked it, so you weren't specific.
We talking about clothing, yo. People been burning up his fashion choices. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Because his age, I don't think that's fair though, man.
Fab always been like a fashion icon.
Yeah, he's
as far as
streetwear. He's definitely a fashion icon.
So it's funny to troll him now, right?
I mean, sometimes he wears some wild shit. Sometimes he be wearing some wild shit. He got the little ankle brace. He got a little anklet. He wear a little anklet.
You're not gonna troll him.
It's weird. I don't know, but
oh, okay.
That's
so
true.
And the hate is always some admiration, even if you don't like it. The fact that they pulled it off to wear it. Yeah. It's like this motherfucker wore an ankle bracelet.
Y'all ever hit up Soulja Boy?
No.
No. So is it like
why would they do that?
Sir? I don't know why they wouldn't.
Now, as far as like hitting up Fabulous and a lot of like different New York people and stuff like that, do you feel like you have more more leeway because you guys are typically, originated from New York or whatever the case is, or is it just like whoever you feel like you can kind of get to, who's hot and all that kind of stuff, or who's fashionable, or who's a fashionable statement, or can make a statement with your clothing? Are those the people that you project like your clothing to?
Yeah, I mean, being from New York ain't no leeway. That don't even mean nothing. But
I'm from New York, by the way. They like, shut the fuck up.
But really, you just mess with who we genuinely
who you like,
fashion, acting. If we genuinely mess with them, that's what it is. Like, we're not gonna pull the hottest person that's right now. Like, we're not gonna say, yeah, we need it on 6ix9ine right now. We need it on Rocky, like not Rocky first.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Rocky right now is the most fashionable person probably in streetwear out of New York.
Yeah. On both sides too, like even the European inspired.
Yeah, this motherfucker's he's an icon.
One of the first ones to be rocking like the European cut pants with the loafs and shit like that.
So,
I mean,
there's also a lot of artists who want you to pay for you to wear your clothes, though.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
So not only you giving them free merchandise, they want you to also pay.
Yeah, it might be worth it.
I understand.
Depends on who it is. It could be worth it.
They like, I'm doing you a bigger favor than you're doing me.
Yeah, but I'm feeling like y'all at least could buy. Y'all probably got 30,000 in your pocket. Like, buy the fucking shirt. I mean, somebody who ain't got it will.
What's better for them to wear your shit, or if they said it in a song?
For them to wear.
Like if Fab said it in a song.
Visual.
You think so?
For them to wear it. I mean.
He gotta give them
because he can say it, but if they don't know what they're talking about, then it's just like, okay.
All right, name a jeweler. Who's Amigos' jeweler?
I don't know.
Eliante, yo. They say it in every single song. They beat you over the head with it.
Oh, I never.
So now I think if you in Atlanta and you want, you know what I mean?
Would you rather be described Kim Kardashian or see Kim Kardashian?
He trying to pull my
And to go deeper than that, America's a business. Like that, like every piece we make, I try to make it mean something. Like, I try to make it mean something. So if somebody just talking about it, that's one thing. But if somebody walking around the grocery store with a shirt that say America's a business, I want you to put my shirt on and people say something about the shirt that you got on. That's what because when they see it, when they see it, they gonna remember it, or it does something to them when they see it. That's why we make clothes. So it's important for anybody, celebrity or not, to actually wear the clothes, because it's like my art networking. It's like somebody, and you got the shirt on, you like it. Somebody in the grocery store saw you with the shirt on, saw America's a Business, or Chasing My Dreams, or No Losses, Only Lessons. That, like, you wearing something, you say No Losses, Only Lessons. Somebody in the grocery store could be having a horrible month.
Resonate with them, yeah.
They look at that shirt like, oh shit. All the L's crossed out in the word, so it's no L, not taking no L's. So it's just, you know what I mean? It means something, so it's always important for people to. It's always. I feel like it's always more important for people to see it. It's like kind of like a word of eyes instead of word of mouth kind of sort of thing. So
word of eyes.
Yeah.
Y'all got some fucking.
Yeah, y'all got some real slick shit. You know what I mean? Y'all be talking.
How much weed do you sell?
Yo, I mean, and when you do it,
to be or not to be, nigga.
When you do it, is it like just in like a small area, or is it like a big area and you got like the lights on you? Like, when you do it, is it just like meditation? Yeah. Oh, I was like, damn. That's a great one. The creative process.
Yeah, the creative.
Yeah, how does that? Where does that come about?
Honestly, it
How
could
do we-
be anywhere. Nah, I say it's like anywhere. Like yeah. First, step one. Like yo, anywhere. Step two.
Did you say? I missed that.
I didn't hear you.
What did you say?
Weed, a lot of weed.
Oh, and then you did this.
Yeah, you know you said a lot.
Okay, I thought you was most.
Because all we done down.
I
rolled a joint and said,
I thought you was eating pussy. I'm
No,
like,
you know what? I appreciate that. I can't do that anymore. That's gonna date me off, man. What the fuck is this nigga doing? And they do dabbing and vapes and shit. Okay.
But it come from anywhere. Like America's a Business came from Brad Pitt said it in some movie or something like that. And
The Hitman movie.
yeah, I think so. I didn't see
I don't know
the
if it was
movie.
like that though. I think it was something like that.
But that came from, and no losses, only
Killing
lessons.
them
Honestly,
softly. That's what it
our best shirts came from when I was going in my worst times.
Look at the correlation.
So-
Look at the meaning.
So like if I'm like when I'm going through stuff, I always go to the computer or to the sketch pad or something like that, just because that's when it always come out. So honestly, most of our like no losses, only lessons, like that was like when I did that, I was taking some L's, and I'm like, yo, I can't.
You want to control the way you thought about
Right,
the situation.
so that's what it do for me. So that's what I try to do for everybody.
Right.
So
you take your negatives and you turn them into positives.
yeah,
does that make you embrace the, the darkness a little bit?
Oh yeah, you gotta go all the way to the dark and all the way to the light and find your middle point of everything.
The light is only existing in the darkness. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If there's
you
no
can't-
darkness,
If you wasn't in the dark, you would be able to see the
yeah,
light.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what we're trying to do, right?
Yeah, I know.
Remember like 10 episodes back?
Yeah.
What the you can't be careful, yo. You gotta be careful. You can't be high shit with like, yo, it's no light without dark. Without light. But if you like dark, what's dark light? I'm like, nigga, I don't know, but
He
it's
went
all
all
great.
When I tell you, he went full surface and a circle light. But look, it constitutes. And then when he
I
goes
came
like
up with
this,
a theory
when he goes
that's
like
never
this,
been-
and he
Yo, ask him, yo. I do
He
that shit all the time.
whispers. Give him the theory.
I do
What's
that
the
shit all
theory?
the time.
It's the opposite theory.
Give it to us.
The opposite theory is just that everything that you think is the opposite is really the exact same thing. So like sound, right? Silence is
Oh, okay.
you think the
that's what
opposite
you're
of
saying,
loud, but it's probably not, because if something's so loud it make you go deaf, you back to silence again.
Right.
Speed, you think something is really fast, but if something's super fast in front of this camera right
You
now,
never see it.
you can't see it move from here to here. It happens without
it's
you
not
even
even
being
move,
able
so
to.
yeah.
So it's not moving at all, but it's the fastest thing you've ever seen. And like you could literally do that with I've tried to go through this with everything in life, and it's like you said, light and dark. Like black and white are the same color. One is just if you painting, you mix all the colors together, it makes black. But if you taking a picture, the negatives, like, and you take away the colors, that's black. If you add, then that's how you get color out of it.
It's
so
like
crazy.
a mental. It's called the Gestalt in art. It's called the Gestalt theory. And what it is you ever seen them
He has a whole name
You
left.
got-
He like,
got-
yes.
You seen
Yes.
them pictures where it's like some people see it be white space and black space. Some people see two people kissing, and some people
yeah.
see the candle.
Sucker
That's the Gestalt principle.
Gotcha.
What it is it's the negative space and the positive space both doing the same thing. It's the same thing, because without the negative space, you can't have the positive space.
And bring that back to
There
the
you go.
happy
There you
now.
go.
Like
There
you
you
going
go.
through the negativity in your life,
Right, and
being able to also see the positivity side.
So I kind of use like I take in the negative and try to push out something positive that's going to help other people, not maybe prevent them from getting to the point that I got to. And then all of that, like that's.
Why would you prevent them from going to that point though? Think about it. Let me
Well, help
explain.
them while they're going
fuck
through
that,
it.
yo. They gotta go there, yo. They gotta. I think I'm at a point now that they gotta go.
But why though?
Who the fuck would listen to Adele or The Weeknd
I like the deal in the weekend.
if they
really like
didn't
The Weeknd.
write the
You
dark
should,
shit? No. I'm saying
He talking about more like
Adele's.
process. He talking about more like process.
I'm saying he's saying he wants to. He's putting this medium out there in his clothing, and it'll make somebody like.
Go ahead. I hear you.
Not go there when they get there, but you kind of have to go there.
That made you.
If you don't go there,
we create scar tissue. What made the skin a little tougher for that next injury.
I hear what you're saying. It's on a.
So you need to be a crackhead.
That's real specific though.
To get over crack.
Why is Mike Tyson? Why was he the best boxer of all time? Why?
He's not the best boxer of all time.
You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Okay, name two. Okay, Muhammad Ali. What did he? You know what I mean?
That's true.
Why is Jackie Robinson to us? Right? Why is Martin Luther King? Why is he that? Why you can go through anybody. Name somebody.
Let me say to help people when they're going through.
There you go.
Because I went through it. Not because you can't. To help you not jump off that bridge like this, because we all feel better when we feel like we all going through. It's not.
That's not that.
You want us to be miserable?
Nah. I want everybody to realize that all this shit at the basis, the core of everything, like flex everything. We all we all going through. People like to make it like they unbothered and not going through nothing and never going through nothing and all of that. But like, yo, when you you got a table full of bills, you got shit behind student. That everybody, the numbers say that you lying if you saying you're not going through all the shit we going through.
The numbers also say that we all try to work hard to become successful in life so that we can fuck badder bitches. That's pretty true too. That's pretty true too.
All that deep psychological level, and all that.
Yes.
It's a fundamental core. You do all that just to get a better piece of pussy. But do girls do that? Do women do that? Is it all security for them? Oh, maybe there's not pussy. It's more like higher levels of security, financial security. Being protected.
It's more like a security.
Because I can't protect it.
They bedazzle the pussy so that.
I'm only 5'7", 165. I need a little help.
You 5'7", 160. So
I'm about to 5'6" and a half. Fuck you. Why you question my height over there? You have to be sensitive about that shit. But no, I think we're playing with some deeply.
Yeah, that's deeply rooted. I mean, in
theories.
Yeah, I mean, for a deeply rooted theory like that, and to be 10 years in, and to have that kind of constituent behind it, it's just it really shows that it's a lot of emotion and a lot of. Thought process. It's not. You just really not. You really just not you really just don't go to the table and just whatever comes to mind. No, it's a whole generation that goes behind that because it's certain, like you said, a certain thought process that's going through that when somebody sees it, they're like, yo, you know what? I took them a couple L's, but I ain't taking no more. You know what I mean?
What about?
I actually need to go on your website and buy that shit.
FlexFeather.com.
Yeah, shout out. Give me handles, man. Give me your handles and everything, man.
FlexFeather.com. That's the website. Instagram is FlexForever and Flex Clothing on Twitter. I don't know how we got off. I don't know how we ended up getting all them handles, getting everything good. We got it.
You ready for something?
Your marketing campaign, does it? Do you think your marketing campaign is it showing what you guys is? This right here was unexpected to me. Somebody who doesn't know y'all, they knew y'all, and I looked at everything and I'm like, okay, shit's dope, shit's cool. But can you add to the marketing campaign to make it kind of to people feel it?
Yeah, we've been trying to get that.
Okay, so emotion behind
okay, so when you're selling clothing, it's material. Materialism is there. It's a materialistic world. So all this deep shit I just said, I'm gonna get fucked. People care about it. People care about it on the back end. But right now, what we got to do is get the brand out there and then hit them with the boom. This is what you was wearing. This is what it was doing to the people around.
Hold up, no, I'm going to support you here. America is a business.
Yeah. So
it's cool. That's still saying a lot. Yeah. No losses, just lessons. I don't know.
No losses, only lessons.
That's saying a lot. So you are still sneaking that philosophy.
Yeah, right. That's what we.
It's not just bitches with a bottle of ill pill popping. You know what I'm saying? You're saying something when you wear those shirts.
But we try not to.
But see, hold on. And bitches with a bottle. No, fuck no. You touched on exactly.
He loves bitches with bottles. I offended him. I'm sorry. Men with bottles as well.
No, but hold up though. That might be that dark side that we playing with in this conversation.
You are right.
Oh, yeah, we go there too.
That's probably more cliche. You probably see more of that.
We got cliche shit too because you need the cliche shit too. I guess that's the point I was getting at as far as being deep and selling clothes. It's a thin line because if you if you get too deep, then as far as the business goes, you get too deep, then you start alienating people who don't necessarily believe what you're saying. We want everybody to buy. We want everybody to buy our clothes because that's the point. It's a business. We want to make money.
Especially nowadays, motherfuckers don't be trying to hear J. Cole rap or
I know
they want that straight.
Yeah, it's like so we trying to skip thin.
Y'all don't want to be J. Cole of clothing design. Y'all want to be like, who do y'all want to be there? Y'all don't want to be J. Cole.
Have to be because the Weeknd go deep in, but he goes deep in a different way that he's not saying everybody should be like this, everybody should be like that. That's what J. Cole does. Weeknd goes like, I'm feeling these fucking.
I feel like it's a better example.
You can use any example. The only reason I'm using the Weeknd is because
I'm
talking dark.
Is it another one out there that's like that does a little bit of everything? Who does it? Come on.
It's not
Jay-Z.
It's not Kodak Black. Kodak Black. Why Kodak Black? You say because when you listen to Kodak Black, right? You understand where he came from. He makes you feel where I might be from Florida. I might be. You mean in that situation when I'm listening to it, I can get there, yo.
Y'all cool with that? Y'all the Kodak Black profession?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not calling him the. But you didn't say that.
I'm Ross.
Okay, Meek Mill.
Wins or losses, yo.
Maybe.
I
never thought about this.
Lupe? No, Lupe's a little bit too.
Nigga, Lupe is on a going somewhere and don't nobody want to be there.
You ain't in the kimono right now.
Reason why I say
Chicago. Like, what you doing?
Reason why I say people Ross is because of the simple fact. All right, they take for instance, with the whole Meek Mill situation, he's taking his L's, and we've seen him take L's. Yeah, but he's come back with bigger W's in the long run.
Who's that?
Meek Mill. And he's taking you to those spots, and he's let you feel his pain to a certain degree, and he's also let you feel his fame at the same time, and what it does in contrast for both.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You rap right now? You said fame and pain. Keep going.
Oh yeah, and then I make the PBJ, and then I can say it every day, but it's only the ball away. But I mean, in the contrast of it all is they make you feel the pain, but they also let you understand that on the other side of it is also a bigger message in how to get or prepare yourself to the next level. Like you take those, like how you say, no L's, only lessons, right? Yeah. So it's the same thing. Like when he dropped that wins and losses, it touched me. I'm gonna be honest because I was going through a rough time. You feel me? And to listen to that, it was like, all right, it's not the end of the days. I'm still living. I'm still.
That's how I feel when I see you feel me? The shirt. Like that's how like. Sometimes, some days I had bad, and I got to pull up the picture of no losses, no lessons, or I might have to put that shit on. That
just
day.
to be like, all right, I got this.
Right, but yeah, I never thought about like who, as compared to the rap industry, who we would be. But Meek Mills is not a bad one.
Meek Mills is a good one.
Yeah. I mean, and I can because we've all seen him take his L.
I hate that he took an L to Drake.
Hold up, wait a minute. Let's get back to
pause.
Anybody catch that?
Yeah. Hold up, wait a minute.
It was corny, but ain't nobody catch it though.
You do a lot of corny shit.
I do a lot of corny shit. Listen, I do at least 3 episodes. And here we go.
There we go.
And that was number 3. All right. Before we dig into our last few questions
and topics, we gotta get to the topics.
Let's shout out our sponsor. We have a sponsor.
Yo, last week,
who you know got sponsors? All right, so they paying some food stamps, but it's all good. Listen,
EBT cards in the mail.
How you paying some food stamps, but we can't lose?
Listen. Hey, liquor food. I mean that about the market. Let me get 18 filet medium. Let's shout out With Love .B. Homemade cancels. Cancels.
Whoa.
Candles. I gotta be.
Hopefully that's not a.
Yo, you one of the worst people. Yo, let him do it, yo.
No, fuck you.
You the worst, yo. He
I'm the best. I'm the one who secured the sponsor. You fuck. Fuck you talking about? Yeah, like it's his house and he can say, "Oh, this is house." Yeah. Lush. She makes hand-poured wax candles, all natural ingredients. Listen, this is a minority business owner, woman business owner, reached out to us, loves the show, supports the show, so we're supporting her.
That was good.
Hey, look.
That one smells good.
Hey, look.
Boy wax candles.
Hey, look. I was kind of doing a survey on the Not Safe for Ears page in case anybody else wants to get us some more names. I had one from Annika. Shout out to Annika. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
She had Dirty Secrets.
I like Dirty Secrets.
That was kind
so look, we're going to make our own candles.
Hey, tell her I do packaging design too, just in case you need packaging for this. I do packaging.
Oh, look, we make connections. Hey, with Love.B, make sure you get that flex.
I'm going to set that up.
Yeah.
She need a candle box or something.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to also our other guest, Christina. She's heading out. She's heading out Cali. Make sure you safe travels and all that kind of stuff. But to the sponsor, thank you once again. If y'all need this, if y'all want to vote or got any suggestions for the candle scents, make sure y'all hit us in the email at notsafeitis@gmail.com.
Withlove.be. Her website is withlovedea.com. Her Gmail is withlove.bea@gmail. And you can find it the same way on social media. Gang, gang. All right. I want to touch on one last thing. All right. So we talked about the philosophy behind the brand. We talked about the origins. I want to know. All right. So I have my foot was somewhere in the music industry, right? And I see there are a lot of parallels with the fashion industry. But I want to know some of the gritty, the grimy shit behind the scenes. Some of the runway secrets. What did you have to deal with models being stuck up or showing up to an event and not having your space for your setup? Or give me some of that. The shit that's like somebody, like you were saying, pitfalls you gotta hit. Like, how nasty and grimy my shit up.
I mean, because
I hear the fashion world could be really fucking.
But see, this is kind of a blessing, and because when people see our clothing line, they see like America's a business and all this stuff. So it makes it a little bit easier for me to come across like, listen. You're not wearing that right. We can't use you because it don't fit. Who's next? Like it just makes it easier because I can people see that I'm able to distinguish between business and personal. So as far as like we avoid a lot of like because menswear designers like we're dealing with men. We're not really dealing with women. Like all the drama and all that shit is coming with women because they need hair, makeup, they need
all female.
I want
to hear that. See that? I don't want to hear this.
So, all right, so
what the fuck? What do y'all deal with when y'all dealing with a bunch of
like? Bring us in.
I mean, okay,
bring us to the light.
Our first fashion show.
Cause I've seen the photos, the runway photos and shit. I've seen it.
See, honestly, I'm gonna tell you, we stay out of the way. We stay out of the way of a lot, but we done seen, like I said, women crying because they can't walk. They can't walk right, and designers is telling them like, "Yo, get out of here. You can't like." It's cutthroat. It's like, "Yo, you didn't get your hair cut. All right, go home."
Woo!
Like,
what about the pinch test? I hear about this pinch test. Like, oh, you gained 2 pounds. Get out of here.
Get your hair cut.
Nah.
You saw the haircut?
That whole thing, that hair shit is like all of that. Like, if your hair not like, we done seen people get dropped from fashion shows, not ours. Like, because like I said, menswear, you just put some t-shirts on some dudes. Like, men is easy. I understand. You know how they say in the music industry how it's easier to have male artists than female artists because they need hair, makeup. The dudes you just put a shirt on them and go out. They just. So that's how it is as far as like the menswear design thing. But it's been times when we've been like, nah, he a clown. He don't look right. He can't wear.
Why you just call it? Why you look at me like? Why you
he was like, man, this nigga clown. Yo, man, this man stupid. I nigga right here.
I said that because we just did a photo shoot. And there's some pictures that you look silly in.
Thank you.
But it's not to say that. It's just to say that from the
look silly as fuck.
No.
He found one that was alright. He found one that was alright.
No. I say that to say
that's the process.
That's the process.
We gotta cut the fat off.
I got shitty designs. We got shitty our website. Like it's shit that's wrong with everything. So but like. As far as that go, like all the behind the scenes fashion shit, all that, I want to say 90% of it be like woman drama. We never really seen any fights, but we seen a lot of chicks crying and all.
Naked.
Shouts out. Okay,
hold on, one second.
That's what.
No, I know. I wanted that. No, I wanted that. But I need.
I was gonna get to that.
All right, so y'all say it together. Harmonize with that shit.
When you're dealing with female models,
you say
don't say back the naked panties, you see nipples, all kinds of.
So that's why y'all got into it. Let's keep it real.
That's why he got into it.
That was like you want to see naked girls. He's like, yeah.
See, I didn't expect any of that when we first started doing fashion shows. Like, I don't want to do no fashion shows. Fashion shows kind of, I don't want to do no. Yo, so when you backstage with 20, 30 naked chicks, that shit is like
you like Donald Trump,
and they don't care. And they don't care because they back there, you know. But
can you just walk up? Is it rules of engagement, or is it like You can't.
I
you
had
know if you're
full-on
back
conversations with nephews.
right there.
You know how weird he would be if he was in your position, yo? Yeah,
I've been in that position.
No, you haven't.
Oh, you had that. These circles kind of come together with the music industry.
Tell us.
But I don't know. Oh, this is what I have on spell. I've been in a
I heard
situation.
about you and Cassie.
All right, so y'all know something about Cassie. This is good. This is good. I gotta make this for a minute. I used to intern at Chung King, which is like a premier studio at the time in New York City, Midtown. I think was
on it.
So I went to school for audio engineering. My homeboy Chris Patrick was out there for the music. We was trying to do everything they do in the fashion and music realm, right? So I'm entering the studio, and LL Cool J, everybody you can name, everybody at the time, Ryan Leslie, Cassie, anybody. Cassie comes through. Mm-hmm. Did he say what he want? But this little short, big-head nigga had Cassie laughing at the dumbest. You know how a girl like it because they laugh at stupid shit. You know, it's hot outside. Still like, man. Listen. So I'm gonna give you the whole thing. We in the coffee room. I'm making hot. It was Cassie.
You was making hot chocolate?
Yeah, it was like hot, whatever the fuck it was. It was hot. And Cassie to my left and my right. I can't remember which one. So I'm like, yo, fuck this internship. That's Cassie, my nigga. I ain't gonna go hard, but I'm gonna see where I stand in the list. So I'm talking, and I'm spitting regular man game. Matter of fact, I had on some old Baltimore baggy shit, so I didn't even look nothing like New York, right? Talking, she's laughing, getting me laughing, all that shit. Mm-hmm. Oh, nice to meet you as well. Nothing crazy overt, like sexual, but enough where I felt like she was a regular chick, and she liked my conversation. My nigga, I got fired that next day. They said, look, you know, broke ass, dumb ass Baltimore baggy ass. And then post was first thing, right? And this would get kind of funny. And you tell me the same thing in fashion. They say, listen, when the people come in, these are people everywhere they go, hey, Jay-Z. They don't, when they want to come here, they want to be in their own creative space. They don't want to deal with the feeling like, oh, Mr. Jay-Z. They want you to be like, hey, all right, you over in that room, cool. And you, in your mind, you like, oh my God. So one day was another dude with some big producer. And he's talking to me about sports. I don't even like sport, like football. So I'm like, yeah, who's playing? And he's like, yeah. I got in trouble for that shit. You talk too long to the guests. I'm like, bitch. So this is shit they was on. Like, they talk too fucking much. Yeah, you can't. You gotta be on some service shit.
Podcast.
You come in and be like, you come like this, you be like, you guys good, audio engineering good, you did. And somebody talk to you, you kind of be like to help. You like, no mess, I can't say mess. Anyway, Cassie, one day I'm gonna meet you in person, and then he gonna fuck me up.
You met her in person.
No, that wasn't in person. That was the old me. First of all, let me pull this back. The old me. My wife was watching.
Since you've been lifting.
My wife was watching. No, you won't, sir. I've never meet you in person. Bitch, matter of fact, don't even come around, man.
Your wife understands.
I wanted. When I meet that person, I wanted to tell her the story. Like, you don't remember that time? No, you don't remember. You don't remember. I was a fucking intern in New York. This was 10 plus years ago. But this happened.
Hey, yo, do you practice this speech in front of the mirror?
I have. Next question. All right, so anything else y'all want to touch on before we get to the questions? Anything y'all want to ask?
It'll come up during the course of the
during the car.
During the course of the
Hey, look, I want to give a shout out to my man. Wow, look at this shirt.
Look at that flex shirt.
Look at his J's though. We need a shoe canvas.
Fucking ladies everywhere on X.
You already know.
I knew that's what it really was.
On X.
The O is in there.
That's it. That's the acronym.
Well, I've been saying that. You ain't say shit earlier.
I couldn't come up with a better X shit.
But I said it earlier. He was like, no, it's holophones. You know this nigga smoking weed. It is an epiphany like 10 hours. Yo, on X. The actual letter in the definition. God damn that Jesus. I'm like, nigga, I've been saying that shit. You said that shit the first time, and then you was like, well, where's the I forgot all about that shit. He came back on Team Nick, though. I appreciate it. He came back to it. This is where Marvin takes over. Dang, where we get to that shit we was talking about.
All right, let's do it.
Look, we're going New York style.
Son, bomb. What's your bomb, son?
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
What's y'all say?
It's going to be what it is, B. Ain't nobody got no
Uptowns. What else should I say, y'all?
I'm trying to figure out if I should tell it. Nah.
Tell it.
Go ahead, tell it.
Don't get your job.
I'm just, we good.
Don't be afraid.
Let it out, yo.
Yeah, because we don't not save for ears. We don't play that shit.
Nah. It wasn't.
Is it in your phone right now? Yeah, let's go. That's what you don't know.
Nah, people people ask me what I'm doing, I'm trying to tell them if I should tell them that.
You got some news coming up? If you got some news coming up that you want people to be involved in or support.
No, he's talking about right now. They texting him.
No.
Oh.
We good.
I took care of it.
Yeah, he got it.
You'll say parole officer, but I ain't for that. I'm telling you. He on home.
This is my first weekend home.
First weekend home? Oh, welcome back. All right, so first question. Oh, shit. We going to the fucking nigga. You supposed to bring us in like, There we go. We geared up. All right. First question. What you are most looking for? Okay. This is how the question says. What you are most looking for can be found in the place that you least want to look. What do you think?
What caveman wrote that? What?
Wow.
What are you most hungry for?
Say that again.
Hungry you most
looking for.
He was shit. It was HB shit like this.
This was some real dark room shit right here.
All right, take your question. Now he has head down. Okay, it's about to. Rephrase it again. All right.
Yeah. Whatever it is you're looking for the most, right?
Yeah, we
did talk about that, so skip that.
Okay.
Damn. That's good. You gotta go to the darkest space in the back of your mind to find all the real light.
You gotta go both ends of the spectrum on everything. If you're gonna look at the Black Panthers, you gotta look at the KKK. And you gotta find where you want to be in the middle.
Oh yeah,
he found a way to go back.
That's for everything. If you're going to be a Christian, you gotta pay attention to the other side, whatever the atheist. You gotta know. If on either side, if you atheist, you gotta know your opponent. If you Christian, you gotta know your opponent. If you like KKK, you gotta know your opponent.
If you want to know if you heterosexual.
Keep going.
I'm just trying. I'm telling you the whole of this theory.
Bitch, keep going there.
I'm just saying. I mean, how far does this go?
No, what I'm saying is that you gotta know you don't like shit in your butt. I'm just saying. If everybody about this right here.
All right, so look, my man.
Before you do this, it's related to the sticker. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
You trying to clear it up?
No, I'm not. It's going to the sticker.
You gotta put a figure.
My favorite episode of this show.
Okay,
my favorite episode of this show. When Ashley was on here.
Timo. Shout out Ashley Timo.
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
What?
With the whole.
Like that whole. She with it too. Ashley, look at us dabbing. We gonna look at the camera, keep dabbing. Ashley.
Yo, son.
She like that.
Yo, that was.
She likes it.
I don't necessarily agree with it, but I like women who ain't afraid to be eventually.
She is.
Agree with what? Eating ass or sticking a finger in the ass?
Well, he might not want his ass.
All of the
adventurous.
I just like the fact that she's adventurous.
Yeah,
that's good shit.
I mean, most guys are looking for the female who, like we all say, you know, in the street, freaking the sheets. You know what I mean? So if you know a woman or you see a woman who is literally embodied that, like yo. Like, when I'm with my dude, like, it's me and him. Like, I'm with whatever. He's with whatever. I'm with whatever.
But she said she had a boyfriend, so I'm going to chill. I'm not even going.
Why you chill? Don't chill.
Hey,
Nick didn't chill with Diddy.
You could do whatever you want. Listen, you fucked up by saying it. Listen, dog.
This nigga went home. He probably, this is the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing. You could probably write a movie on after you left work that day, from between you left work to get back the next day, how you felt about yourself. You was like, I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'm gonna hit it with some better shit even.
He told me. Look, the whole time. Listen, so I know tomorrow. I got a wife and I know how this game goes. So
look, we tagging her when we clip this video.
I just kept my eyes on the camera. Like I don't want no smoke, yo. I was like,
no,
because my girl watching. Right, nigga, you think I'm joking? Like, your mom watching you to take a note.
I know.
I ain't from no. I take it all, but that's his ass. Annika has an episode on there.
She's a gangster.
I saw her too. I saw her too.
She talks about her fantasy of
Annika,
locked
real
up by police officers.
She's a real one.
That one.
Yeah, I mean, we got.
She don't even mind you hit it with a billy club.
Oh, first of all, no, stop. Not even that. I told him the example, and he was like,
I'm not a role play. I don't like that role play shit.
Yo, if your girl says she wants you to do like some role play, you you could get into it, yo.
You think not till she hit
my nigga say he say he be down.
Bro, she come in there dressed like a little schoolgirl.
Listen, you got a white girlfriend. You got a white girlfriend, right? And she wants you to be the nigga. And she want to be the slave master's daughter. But y'all using all the vernacular of that time. So you a nigga with the hard ER. You with it?
I'm with it.
He gonna get that paper. Fuck, look at this, nigga. This.
Hard ER.
It's weird, y'all. I don't have no imagination.
This is your business partner. Next question.
All right. When are the flex panties dropping from Sheena?
Shout out to Sheena. Shout out to Sheena.
That's kind of hard.
When the flex panties dropping?
So the bigger the booty, the more the flex gets bigger. Or something like what?
See, I'd rather do like booty shorts than pants.
Yeah, booty shorts are better. Yeah.
Because pants.
That turns on every guy loves boy shorts.
They rock them in the gym.
I ain't thinking about talking
people see.
I could probably help you come up with the shoot idea too, and
I'm pretty sure
you
could.
know what?
Nickel clean.
That motherfucker right there, I give it to him. He's a weirdo, but he's fucking
Mike, he won't wear your booty shorts.
I don't want mine. No. I just want to be there, yo.
Hey, look.
You hold it.
You thought he was talking about some other shit.
No.
So you went like this? You went like this or like that? How you want it? That's how you
hold the light. You hold the lights.
I ain't no fluffer, bitch. Getting the booty cheeks ready and shit. I like that idea. I like booty.
Booty shorts is better, yo.
Get the booty ready.
Listen, I was telling you, they ain't with it. The fashion industry, as far as fitness, man, flex. I mean, it doesn't go with the meaning of the acronym, but the word, the face value of the word.
Yeah. I mean, we got
a lot of vain motherfuckers in the gym who just rock that shit.
You seen the sweatshirts?
I mean, I'm just saying.
The ones y'all say y'all not gonna make.
The ones we make.
That I love. Oh, okay, because I like them. The red ones.
Selection harder than
Oh yeah, I remember when we was in school, he was little.
Yeah,
he was little. We had braids. We had the little braids.
Oh yeah, the little braids and all that shit.
Yeah, yo. We played football. I think we played football for like a season.
I played football all four. Y'all
I played.
I went to
I played two. I wrestled two and I played two. So I think 1 year we overlapped and was on the same team. I think it was my first varsity year.
Russell, yo. He would fucking go out in the low, yo.
Hell yeah. All right, we going into the next question.
Everyone got quiet.
Damn, nigga, we fucking we gotta hurry up and get this podcast really going, nigga. All right, people are living longer and people are having way more sex in retirement. Yo. All right,
It's a good idea. It's a good idea to be honest.
The market is set. Why not change your demographic and start marketing sexy bedroom clothes for seniors?
What question was that? Whose question was that?
I guarantee you it was Denzel Nasty.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
That was a recap to this shit.
It's menswear. It's menswear. We throw some women stuff in there.
Senior wear though.
Are seniors dressing up?
They old and they not dying.
Oh,
they're
but
not dying anymore.
I was selling clothes to
dressed
whoever.
up, yo.
Mills? Let me tell you something. I ain't telling you shit. I keep forgetting my wife is watching. No, fucking, she knows what's up.
Tell us something.
It's a lot of milfs in the gym, right? And they're trying to hold on to that last bit of their titties being above their nipple.
And you don't have to say too much.
They belly button. So it's a market out there. It is. I don't know if you want to like include like church candy or something with it with the package, but church candy,
Communion wafers.
It go with a hard one, free Dunkin' Donut coffee.
No senior clothing. No senior clothing. Only for the
So you don't
young
want to make
fly.
like the sports bras and it's got an extra attachment for the old titties and shit they can wrap them around their fucking neck.
Call it group. You can't flex it.
No senior clothes.
They still just be drinking.
All right, look, another thing we were talking about at the end of the photo shoot, it'll be more of a quick, fast answer. Who eat ass? Right now, go. Who eating ass? Who eating ass right now? The girl.
No, that's not. That's
right
not.
now, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. Eating ass. Go. Eat ass.
I ain't with it.
Listen, you ain't with it? All right.
Who's
Eat
ass?
Real quick. Let's don't think about
ass,
it.
Yo?
Listen, on top of your face.
Who's ass?
See right there? Listen,
That's what I'm
an
saying.
ass worthy.
No. It's not a yes or no question.
A worthy ass.
You would eat any ass in front of you.
No. A worthy ass. It could be your girl, your wife, just one bad
I
bitch.
told you not voluntarily.
But if it happens, you keep going with it.
Yeah.
All right. That's good.
Before your
Keep going.
wife, was you about that life?
Huh?
Before your wife, was you about that life?
Yo, man, you ever hear about this new No, let me tell you something. To be 100% honest, it's been with her, if I can really remember, because when you're together with someone so long, you run out of shit to do.
Right.
You ran out of shit to do.
I might just start pissing. I took a lot of water and be like, girl, wait till Friday.
Yo, I
was your ass up.
The older you get,
I might start pissing on her.
the less shit, like
you see, Denzel ain't moved, right? He's already been pissing on Chris. Look at him. He's like, she's right.
She's a nice lady, yo.
It's very, very.
He's a Krispy Kreme dude.
All right, so eat pussy. Y'all both eating pussy.
Yo, who's not eating pussy, yo?
You gotta ask. Some of
No,
us
you don't. You don't gotta ask that.
DJ Khaled.
Yeah, you dumb bitch. I told you people ain't doing it.
DJ Khaled, bro. Who's taking? If DJ Khaled was offering sex advice to anybody, nobody's taking that shit.
Well, I do take fitness advice. Can she piss on you?
No.
Cause you shit on you. Oh, hold on. You ain't answering. All right, no piss.
How?
You're like, I want to go
Hold on, stop. If it was two of them, and the only way you gonna have a threesome with both of them, they bad. It's like Rihanna and fucking Erykah Badu. Rihanna and Erykah Badu, they got piss on you though.
Both of them?
Yeah, but they piss on each other.
That means he was cool with one. Not keeping the nuance in the question. He said both of them.
That's a lot of.
He gave you the answer.
Both, like in the shower, like.
Yeah, he read it. He read it.
I have one on piss on the shower because I can rinse right in my
Have y'all ever pissed in the shower while y'all there with your girl?
Not
Yeah,
So that's kind of rude. You piss on the
So you want to piss on? Are you allowing anybody to piss on?
Well, you know what's funny? All right, so
do that shit the next time we take a shower.
Oh, I know you're going to this.
you about all right.
You like to be squirted on, and you like to be
listen.
pissed
All
on.
right, so
That's
the verdict. No, actually, it isn't. Supposedly, I've read at least one scientific article. Was that from a weak ass website? I don't know. But supposedly that squirt is.
It's partially piss. Yeah. It's some.
No,
it's
mostly
not all.
piss. Well, it's some vaginal secretions, but if you break it down on a percentage, it might be like 10%.
Some of it like skim milk too.
You know, fucking skim milk. That's how you know he justified it saying skim milk, skim milk, skim milk. Bitch, that's pea milk, nigga. No, that's a pee on, yo. I fucking knew it, yo. Skim milk, that's how you say shit.
No, I'm not getting peed on. I'm not getting peed on.
Okay.
That's for the toilet. Yo.
Okay. What if she asked you to pee on her?
No,
That's bad.
That shit's
bad.
If a chick, if you about to have sex with a chick,
You can't pee on a girl with a
and
hard dick.
she say pee on me, that shit gonna make your dick soft immediately.
Well, you had to have a soft dick in order to pee on them.
You require
He was thinking, it was like, well,
Have you ever peed on somebody?
No, I'm not about that. It's like where you gonna piss on the bed, on the carpet, on
hard things,
Clean up in your bed. Clean that shit up. Shit on somebody.
Yo, if they not peeing on people, they not shit.
You gotta ask, nigga. You never know. People like
the real question is if you do a girl in the butt and she shits by mistake.
Yeah, you're down with anal.
Does it bothering you?
Yeah, but I'm good though. I'm good on that.
I don't need
it's
that.
an occasional.
You had a bad experience. They put the whole flex t-shirt on there. It was some extra flex in the bottom.
No bad experience, but I'm good.
All right, give us some. Come on, give us some more. Oh, you have more questions?
Yeah, we got more.
I thought we was out. I didn't see that. Oh no, nigga. All right, well, I'm waiting for you. You told me to shut up. I saw those two. I said we ain't got no more. Let me just ask you.
No, I just been.
Well,
I'm on my Steve Harvey shit.
My bad. Thank you for letting me do me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just letting you rock with it. I wasn't gonna stop your shine. You like pissing and shit and all that kind of whatever.
I think B like
He be trying to get this shit out.
I think B like it too though, yo. B was on the motherfucker.
Oh, he definitely do, yo.
I'm about
A little bit. He with the shit, yo.
Shit, literally. All right, so how does a brand like Off-White or Supreme catch lightning in a bottle?
That's a false. That's a myth. They didn't catch. Well, first of all, Supreme didn't catch lightning in a bottle.
They didn't.
Supreme been around for 20 years, 27, 20 plus years, 23, 20 years.
Supreme been around that long?
Yes. What happened was with Supreme, they were skateboarders. It was a group of skateboarders, and that was before skateboarding popped off. This was like 1980 something, 81, 2, 3, 4, whatever. They were skateboarding. They came up with the box logo Supreme. Boom. They skateboard. They was wearing it. Urban fashion at points follows skate fashion. So what happened was they was in it before skateboarding popped off and before streetwear popped off. So they grew up, got better at skating, made more relationships in the skate world. So now you got the biggest skaters wearing your stuff. It's still, they never really do interviews, or all they do is make clothes. That's all they do. You never really see them around or anything because they started off like that.
They like
that's
to
how
be
they started
mysterious.
off.
And they keep their beginners.
So what happened was now you got all the skateboarders wearing your shit. Now the streetwear is copying off of skate. Mm-hmm. So now you got the streetwear. Once you get the streetwear people once you get black people buying something to really put money into your that's so it took Supreme. They've been around for 20 years.
Okay.
It took Supreme.
How Supreme become like that brand? Like Vans is like good, but it's not.
Their movement. It's
they
just
put stickers on like fucking
guerrilla. They did a lot of guerrilla marketing because with the skate world comes guerrilla marketing. You know, you got skateboarders, graffiti artists that smack logos, smack stickers everywhere, and all of that. It was in New York, So you got the beginnings of the skate world happening. The skate
with New York fashion.
That shit was like. So now they drop a T-shirt. They drop a box logo T-shirt, and it's sell on eBay for $250. It's a $38 shirt. It resell for $250.
Nigga, they can sell you a crowbar.
Yeah, I see like breaks. It said Supreme on it. Like $3,000.
Yo, this mic was Supreme.
And Off-White is Virgil shit. Kanye, right. He was Kanye man's for a while, so he went through it. He went through it with Kanye. You know that whole thing.
Though he was already in there and started it. You feel me? He ain't start from the bottom. He already
Virgil. But I mean, he still had to go through it.
He was just creative designer.
But starting Off-White though, he was already.
Yeah. He started out with Pyrex Vision.
Pyrex.
So he didn't really start Off-White from the bottom. He already.
I'm just talking about the whole anything he started Off-White, whatever. He still had to go through the whole shit.
But he started on Pyrex Vision.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pyrex, Off-White, Pyrex. Because I didn't like Pyrex. I didn't like it at all. I didn't pay attention to it at all. Yeah, I don't like Off-White. It's so much other stuff they could do with Off-White. I got so many ideas for Off-White, but they don't do what they're supposed to do with that brand. But
nigga,
I can't talk.
You know, you do realize what you're saying, right? You say I get you saying that they could do more with what they doing.
With what they have.
What they doing?
What they have. I'm talking about with their logos and the design. They don't got furniture. It's Off-White. They could do Off-White furniture. They could do. I'm just saying what they think. I don't want to do flex clothing furniture if that's what you was getting.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah. I'm just saying they got so many things.
That'd be like for us to be like, yo, it's so much more Joe Rogan could do with the Joe Rogan podcast. You can
get financial advice from a homeless person. Just because they're homeless doesn't mean that they don't know.
But that has nothing to do with you. I wasn't saying that based on you. I'm saying that based on what they've done. It's like, how could you say that doing more would actually help? Sometimes people make more brick and mortar. They be all over the place, and then that actually hurts the brand over time.
I think I was saying I could see them being bigger. I could see them being bigger than what I could see Off-White being
something very substantial,
like way.
So this goes back to our topic from before, right? Mm-hmm. So like somebody like fucking designer, we can say, yo, you smashing it right here, but you could do so much more. You could do this, you could do that, you could do that. And it's like his song was too big for the movement already. Yeah. So it's like maybe Off-White can do that, but like they don't want to let they whatever their success is early on outgrow the business, and then next thing you know, we think about them 5 years and they're like, damn, remember Off-White?
That goes back to the lightning in the bottle thing. That's what I was getting at. Everybody who we think that caught lightning in a bottle, this is how you could tell somebody caught lightning in a bottle if they had longevity. Lightning in the bottle goes away. Like when you start BGE, when you start the electricity company, then you got longevity. Supreme started that streetwear, urban clothes. Like people think it came from, like black people think it came from FUBU and like streetwear. Urban clothing followed streetwear. When the skaters, remember when they was wearing the big baggy Jinko jeans?
Oh, that's true.
We started wearing baggy clothes, big baggy clothes. What happened? Skaters stopped wearing baggy clothes because it was messing with the skating, with the tricks that they was doing. It was getting in the way. So what they do? they start wearing smaller pants because it helped them with the sport.
Yeah, we
adopted it as fashion because we looked at them because that's where it comes from.
Yeah,
Europe
and
the skate world in Europe is where
they was wearing tight ass clothes. Like the rappers, that didn't come from.
Yeah, I'll say that's what it came back, but the reason it came back was that's why it came back though.
And if you look at old 70s, 80s albums, they all got tight ass fucking clothes and shit. I'm sure they didn't.
Everything gonna reemerge eventually, right?
From skaters.
Well, I'm saying for us,
that's that rap star.
It came back for us that way. It came back, but the way it came back, that
Lil Wayne helped that shit a lot.
Yeah. Jim Jones. Shouts out to Jim Jones. Yo, Jim Jones. No. Dipset, Jim Jones. When they started the whole Skull Gang. When they started the whole Skull Gang,
they had motherfuckers wearing it. I didn't do it. I wanted to do it. I just didn't know how to put it together, yo. I know you did it, bitch. How did it work?
I'm glad.
It was like I didn't know how many buckles you had to separate it before you brought the chain back. If it was like direct buckle, or you had to go 3 buckles. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm like, man, I don't know what the fuck. It was the length of the chain. I was like, my chains kept coming short. I said it's a long chain, but my leg kept getting caught. He ain't know the rules of engagement. Bitch, I know you knew. What was the rules of engagement with the chain?
I never did that shit.
Yo, it's your stop. No, it's not a bad thing. I wanted to.
When did I say that I did?
You never did that.
When did I say that I'm upset that somebody did that?
Whoever watches the show, send us a fucking photo of this live, bitch. I know we got some old photo with the chain on. He's looking all, he got the goddamn the Affliction t-shirt with the fucking stars and shit. I know you have it. You know what
I'm laughing because I said Lil Wayne, right? And then he's like, fuck no, nigga. Lil Wayne ain't from New York, so I got to say New York.
Because that's what the progress. Listen, Jim Jones did it because the reason
I'd be like, yo, that surfer nigga, yo, killed the game.
the reason I'm so adamant, the reason I'm so adamant on it is
it wasn't even no waves out there.
these things for me, I'm a clothing designer. These things mark certain changes in history of clothing for me. So what happened was Jim Jones did the shit. Then Lil Wayne, you remember Lil Wayne wanted to be Dipset. So then he developed. It was close to each other, but they came right after. But Lil Wayne did help push it forward because then they came out the whole skate shit. But then Lil Wayne took it to another thing and he made it into a whole. He actually started skating, so that shit brought everybody further into the skate fashion. Was further pushed. Supreme, since they already at the top, is pushing them up higher and higher and higher. Like every 5 years, they just get pushed higher and higher. So now you got Supreme. So it's not necessarily lightning in the bottle, not at all. Supreme, they put in work. They put in
literally like comes out and then it's like got a quick spark.
And the hundreds ain't that popular over here, but in Cali it's the hundreds is like the thing. Yo, it took them I want to say 10 years before they got their first 8. I think it's 8 years before they really got their first major look at all as far as somebody wearing their shit or them breaking into the market. It probably took them 8 years. So everybody would think it's not. It's definitely
the journey.
Lightning in the bottle is you got Soulja Boy lightning in the bottle, Designer lightning in the bottle. That's lightning in the bottle. You're gonna catch it. It's gonna boom.
Just as quick as it comes, it goes. Yeah.
So if you want longevity, you're gonna have to be boring. You're gonna have to be whack. You're gonna have to be. People will have to shit on your clothing line. People will have to tell you no. People will have to say no. We don't want it in the store. And people will have to criticize you. You're gonna have to go through it. We still going through it. So. I mean, but you gotta love it too. If you don't love it, then it's gonna be lightning in the bottle if you don't love it.
I like a lot of what you're saying because I feel like in our journey, and we're nowhere compared to you as far as the tenure in which you've been in that industry, but you're gonna have to be born. People are not gonna like our product. We're gonna have to redefine things. We're gonna have to make this a little better and be cool with that process.
Yeah. It's a push and pull, though. It's a push and pull. You got to take some criticisms from people and make adjustments and not do certain things.
They suck my dick. They suck my whole dick.
I mean, that's how I
the whole dick.
That's how I go with it. But you got
that's how I do it too. No, but
I'm learning that it gotta be. It can't just be.
Yeah, you gotta take
I can't just be flex clothing off.
Love it.
I only make me and NY go back and forth. I have a problem making things that I wouldn't wear myself. But that doesn't mean that somebody else wouldn't wear.
It's not a market out.
So do I go with I fight with this a lot. Do I go with the market?
What's hot? Yeah.
What's hot, or do I go with what's in my head and what I believe is going to be, you know.
Yo, mix what's in your head with what's in the
yeah,
market.
that's what I'm saying.
Give me a design of
that's
what
my
you
whole
did
thing. You go
that.
both
Is there a
ways
design
and
of
you
what
find
you did
the middle.
Like them
Is it
track
like
shorts you seen?
that was an example of you stepping outside of your comfort zone and what you wear, the track shorts?
Yeah. See,
You wouldn't wear track
the black ones with the red stripes?
The
They
track
so hard though.
The track shorts.
So he got like a certain. He like to wear certain.
It's like he a big nigga, so he like. So I'm a little nigga. They hard.
I could throw on anything.
Them shits is hard. You gotta see it. You can rock them. Matter of fact,
you would wear them. A lot of people that would wear them.
The yellow joints you got, the long joints, it's like that, but the short version.
Yeah, those
It's got the logo.
He's just like.
This is something that's gonna be in style this year and barely next year, and then that's
Yeah. The logo.
Not the logo, just the stripe down the side. Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know. Some things don't.
But they was hot. They was hot for the past like 12.
And that's fashion. Like, I'm a bigger person. I'm a bigger guy. So in fashion,
why you look at
the
me?
bigger.
I know I'm the littlest nigga in here. Why you look at me though? Yo?
Listen, the bigger
God, you little bitch. I'm a real man.
I can't do
what. Why you reach across, nigga? He'll look at Bob. He be like, yo, I'm a bigger guy. He like, yo, what are you saying? Come here.
Sit on my lap and let me talk to you.
Bigger guy, yo. 5'6", my nigga. Like, you can wear real human. I'm not subhuman.
Nah, but that's what I'm just saying because the question came from. So.
This question, yo, man.
That's what go. I can't. The bigger things get, the worse to me. The bigger things get as far as fashion go, the worse it's made, the worse it looks. So it's a certain.
I'm sitting on the pillow.
The
whole
rest
rest of the show.
very true.
Yeah, so I got a certain. I only wear certain things that are cut certain ways and fit certain ways because when you get to bigger sizes, 2X, 3X, they forget about the length and just make shit wider.
Nick got the same issue with that too. Only headwear.
Listen.
I mean, headwear.
I'm making for you.
He filling that hat up all the way.
I'm not gonna make no head jokes.
Don't make me feel better. Don't make me feel better. I'm gonna burn this house down today. What happened, Denzel? Someone hurt.
That's the last one. There's two more.
It's three.
All right. We got fast track these.
All right. So, what is your fashion icon, not brand?
Icon.
Fabulous.
That's your fashion.
Say somebody not New York.
Yeah, you fucking New York.
Not New York, yo.
I'm from New Jersey, Southeast New Jersey.
Oh,
East New Jersey.
Good. Joe
Joe
Budden.
He's winning right now. He's winning right now. Bigos.
Fashion.
I need somebody
I don't know. Future.
I want these new niggas, dog. Give me somebody.
I don't have no icons, yo. I'm not icon. It's me. I'm my icon. That's what. I don't have no
That's
icon.
a terrible answer, yo.
Everybody.
Because everybody is we all are like the sum of what happened before us, yo. You gotta have an icon. At least from 100 years ago, 20, 30, 40
Who was edgy?
I don't idolize anyone. No one.
All right, not icon.
Not one person.
Who's your like almost equal, but he's like just a little bit better.
Maybe
No. There's people. Fabulous dresses better than me, has more money, and has better clothing than I do. But I believe me. I'm about to. Let me break it down. Let me break it down. This shirt that I'm wearing is a solid black shirt. But there's details in this shirt, which is the reason that I bought this shirt, which makes it, to me, a piece of clothing that's worth owning.
The pocket, I like the pocket.
So it's like a double wig collar, like. Right. It's supposed to look worn. It's supposed to look. It's got a slit on the side. The hem on the back is longer than the hem on the front.
Yo,
so
he's media trained like a son bitch, yo. He just sidestepped the fuck out of. No, yo. Go back to the question, yo.
No,
pick somebody, yo.
Listen, that's what I'm getting at. This is why I say me. I'm bringing it all back around to say that I'm my icon. I can go into Target. I go to Louis Vuitton and come out. I go into Target, come out fresh than anybody.
How about Pharrell?
Look, if you say inspiration,
inspiration. And when you were young, before you knew fashion was your thing, you saw somebody look at and you was like, yo,
I used to look at it like I remember seeing
fashion.
Met the Man felines on Grand Hills and like, I need
the big G
with the big.
See, it's not people. It's certain moments when Redman had the first FUBU jersey on in the I'll Be That video maybe or something like that. When he had the FUBU jersey on, that's Redman sticks in my mind at that moment. When Fab put on the mags, when he put on the Air Mags and hopped in the DeLorean and took that picture in front of the DeLorean, that's like something in front. When Future brought out, he kind of brought out like the whole like hood people really wearing upper class like real high end clothing.
Yeah.
That's that's a moment. So it's not one person. Rocky, ASAP Rocky with him doing the whole him and Ferg, like all of them. But yeah, it's just certain moments more so than the actual person.
And Fresh Prince, they used to have Jordans on.
Yeah, Will Smith was
very. Yeah, Will Smith.
When he rocked that hat, flipped up in the front.
The biggest. I want to say the thing that pushed me. Yeah, the inside out jacket was probably the thing that pushed me to fashion because he went to a school that had uniforms that he wanted to change it somehow, but he couldn't add to the uniform. So what he do? He opened up, he flipped it inside out and rocked it like that. Like that's what. That's
right. Exactly. See, moments like that are what people really hold on to as far as like what they look at into whatever they're going into. Because like for fashion or like if it's fighting, it's that one moment, it's that one particular thing that really pulls you into it. Like, that's it. That's my shit right there.
So more so moments.
I got icons.
You got icons?
I don't feel like with me when I think about it, I don't think about it like the way that you do, right? Because I think people are meant to be something that you look at and be like, all right, how do I get to where now I'm an equal in this, and then hopefully, you know what I mean, like surpass that. It's just like a marker. It's just like a marker of somewhere like where you're trying to go. It's like we could do it with fitness. We've done it with fitness a bunch of times in the past. You know what I mean? We could do it with fashion. I could do it with like
the podcast.
Eric Thomas pushed me to want to fucking like really like not be like just like when he would say like, yo, you know what I mean? I used to fucking I was homeless and shit. Next thing you know, now all the people that went to college that I was in school with, that they went to all these big name schools, blah blah blah. They making $100,000. I'm $1 million, and I did this late in the game. I'm like, shit. I'm 26. I hit a fucking wall at 21 when I thought like by 25 I'd be.
Yeah, fashion's way more shallow.
You know what I mean?
Fashion's way more shallow than that though. Because when you say fashion icon, like I said, that's why I said it's more of a moment. Because you can just put a shirt on, you can put an outfit on and be a fashion icon.
You know what I really like? So like I started out with talking about Supreme and Off-White, but like I feel like how you do about Off-White, even though I kind of countered it, it's just because that's what I do naturally. Right. But I feel exactly the same.
I didn't agree. I didn't disagree with what you say. I didn't argue.
Yeah, that's me. I do the same thing.
It does. I mean, but that's Denzel.
When I watch Jerry Lorenzo versus when I watch Virgil Abloh, I see something different. I feel like even though like a lot of shit he came out with, he's gonna have to change that shit quick. You know what I mean? Same thing with Off-White, and that's how it is when you're at the top. I guess it's gotta change like that. If you want to stay there, you gotta change with it.
Anything.
But like, I just watch him. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, I like how he maneuvers in this business. And if I watch an interview with Jerry Lorenzo, it's like me watching an interview like how I'm talking to you right now. He comes off like, my dad, we used to go to the baseball game together, and he was in love with like, I don't know, this Detroit team, whoever they are, Tigers or whatever. So he reconstructed a Detroit Tigers hat. Now he's selling that shit. It's like, he brought what he really feels, not just like, oh, well, I'm going to go with what the market's saying to do. Right. And when I seen that, I was like, shit. Maybe I can like wear what I want to wear and not and kind of mix it up and still be one of these dudes that people look at like.
It's just
that's it.
To me, this is just like eras, like that Rockefeller era. That certain shit inspired me to do.
I feel like
there was no fashion era that surpasses in hip hop Dipset though.
Nah,
there's none. There can't be
because it's still kind of stuck. It's just still the fashion is still a little stuck there. Like this shirt.
Yeah,
you wasn't wearing this shirt before Jim Jones and Dipset.
No, probably not.
No. That's what I'm saying. So it's still
all that shit.
All of that shit.
Yeah, I remember because I ain't had no V-necks.
The tight clothes, like when Jim Jones started wearing the tight clothes, it was awkward for dudes in the hood at first. Like it was awkward. Like Jim Jones, like he knew he was gonna be looked at as different. As soon as he did that, but he just kept.
But it was undeniable. In a way, even that Kanye shit was deniable at the time.
The backpacks, what culture was that? The backpack culture. Yeah, they had like polos and shit. That was weird.
But see, me and him, I feel like we've done. See, it's different. It's a definition of iconic, but I feel like we've done, as far as fashion goes, we've done iconic things in 10th grade, 9th grade, 11th grade, wearing $400 or $500 coochie sweaters in 10th grade, 9th grade.
Yes, you were drug dealers. Keep bragging.
Yo, keep bragging, drug dealers. I was see New York, yo. He wouldn't be wearing the same vest. Don't point at me. You know I had the worst feet in school.
We was wearing 2X, 3X. We used to share clothes too.
Yeah, see the size of that. That's like
just rocket different.
Y'all remember when them joints came out? Them grades, we call them cool grades.
Fuck them niggas, yo.
I didn't get the memo, my nigga.
No,
I didn't get the memo. The whole graduating class had them. Cool grades. What did I have on?
I bought them
Whatever Ross had on sale that week. I
bought them again, but see, that's what I. Just because I don't know. It's a different definition for me. Like wearing this fabric at this time.
2 Chainz. That's another one.
I like you.
That's another one.
He a big dude. He's 6'5", 6'5".
He like 6'5".
Wale get fresh.
And Wale
get fresh.
Wale get fresh.
You're being racist.
Not Wale.
It's a skin thing. Wale's always fresh.
Wale, I like his music, yo. But the way his personality and how he carries himself, and all of that going with the fashion, all that, turned off by everything except for the music.
I forgot
you.
He's Kanye without the crazy.
Wale's annoying, yo.
A$AP
Kanye's not annoying. He's just like crazy.
Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa.
I like Wiz.
He got his own. Yeah, he got his own.
He changed even his old fashion when he was wearing fitteds and like that shit was like
that Pittsburgh. He threw it all.
That cargo short stoner cargo short throw on a graphic T-shirt and Carlos Wiz when Telegang came out. Yo, when Telegang came out, that was the whole like Target T-shirt. Throwing a fresh Target T-shirt, some cargo pants. That was that Philly shit.
Throwing like a crazy ass hat too.
Yeah. And
when you say Target, you talking about Target, the actual store? Or like,
I love Target.
No, I was just making sure I followed it.
But not Wale. Wiz Khalifa shit, he transformed it.
Yeah, now he high fashion. Sometimes I feel like Wiz just put on stuff just to put it on, like just to be high fashion.
That's what's the name?
He still got some.
That's what Fab does. But if you do it in a different way than what it's meant to be worn, that's how it's good.
Yeah, but at some point in time, I guess you got to kind of figure like, I mean, whether you a high profile person or whether you're a low class person is, or middle class, whatever the case is to a certain degree where mentally you also have to understand like, yo, if it's something that I like, I don't give a fuck what anybody else say. I'm aware of this shit. You feel me? And then whether it's, I mean, I'm pretty sure it goes with the same thing with design. Like sometimes you have to decipher the fact that, yo, I like this design. I don't. You know what I mean? This is something that I really just believe in. Like, fuck what everybody else thinks to a certain degree.
Just like when we were talking before, and you said that Fabo was your fashion icon. When he wore the white glasses.
Listen, Fabo. I haven't heard that name in like a solid time. Everybody was one time Fabo. Fuck dude. Fabo.
So, shout out to Big Mike, fashion icon, Big Mike. Because when we was in high school. The first person I had everything, Big Mike. So Big Mike. So that's shouts out to Big Mike.
We all selling. Yeah,
we got celebrities that's fashion icons, and we got friends that's fashion.
Get inspired for anything.
Right. Listen, when you a drug dealer, you stay fresh. That question?
Yeah, sure. Look at NYJ's though.
We got some drugs in that motherfucker.
He got a little pocket in the back where you just put your drink.
That's a good idea, yo. That's
what shit. No, we too old for that.
We used to do that.
All right, so we got two. What we got? 2 more. I think these are the last 2. All right, so let's go. Pick one. Y'all ready? Yeah. Like these wild shit. 70-year-old billionaire. 2, absolute dime Instagram model. Famous porn star.
I already got my answer.
Solid librarian making $60,000 a year.
Librarian.
Okay.
Liberian.
Oh, yeah, I did Liberian.
Siberian.
I'm about to say, Liberian is good pussy.
Okay, solid 7. Is that a 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
7, librarian.
Librarian is a 7 on a scale from 1 to 10.
Okay, gotcha. Next time, clarify that.
Alright.
I'm sorry. Making $60,000 a year.
7 librarians.
I'm gonna change my answer. That's why I had to make sure. Like you talking 7 librarians or all right. And then there's a mildly hot woman making what's that? $100,000, but addicted to Ambien.
All right, let me go first.
So I'm saying, what are we doing with this?
You gotta pick one. You gotta pick one.
I
got the answer. If y'all don't choose this, y'all got y'all lives fucked up.
70-year-old
Number one, on her way out with $1 billion.
Nigga, she's 70.
Nigga,
And she a billionaire? She gonna live to be 105, yo.
cool, we're gonna live together. $1 billion?
Yeah, you
Listen, that was the thing. $1 billion. Now I'm gonna see
What's the third one?
the third one was you think about your dick again. You think about your dick. You think about your stomach. You think about your dick.
Famous porn star with
Yo,
those 3 things.
what's a billionaire gonna do for y'all brand?
Hold on, famous porn
You
star.
want some fun?
What's the payment?
He said, wait, yeah, he be like that complex.
I'm gonna get my own money.
I say number one. What y'all say, y'all? Right now.
Hold on, what's the fourth one?
Whichever one looked the best.
A solid
Whichever one looked
7
the best.
on a Richter scale. Librarian making $60 grand a year.
I like the librarian. Low key girl.
Making $60 grand a year too.
I'm gonna make.
Whichever one looked the best. Because
That's the
women
Instagram-
always
the-
gonna fuss at you.
Right.
The 10 that's an Instagram model.
Then there's an absolute. There is number 2. Absolute.
You in it for the money, nigga. You see my hand?
I'm holding that one. She gonna let me get inside, girl.
Marvin, what's your answer?
Yeah, you take the
With
one.
my answer,
You
right?
I'm
Yeah,
taking the one. Listen,
I'm with the one.
I'm gonna let the one fucking nigga look better than me. Who you like, yo? What you like?
Marvin.
Japanese Jamaican? Take him. I don't give a fuck.
A Japanese Jamaican.
I'm gonna be her dick finder. For $1 billion? Nigga,
You want
what?
Denzel?
I don't really want the pussy anyway.
But nobody said you was getting married. So you just say
No, that's your girl. It's your
Hold
thing.
on, I'm getting some of this money though, right?
I mean,
Nigga, that's my money.
I hope so.
Here's your Uber. If I get some of the money, I want the billionaire. If not, we gotta talk. If I get some of the money?
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't see why you wouldn't.
All right, cool. I say number one. No, you said 4, nigga. You didn't get my
Marvin, who you going with?
I'm going with whichever one looked the best.
If there's no money,
That's the absolute dime Instagram model.
There we go. That's me.
Nigga,
She broke shit. She's
depressed.
so broke. She
depressed.
gonna want free clothes and shit. You like, yo. Fine. I'm gonna ride by your asses like.
You had to smoke hookah every Friday.
I'm just gonna have a little.
My girl gonna be a bottle girl. But I just can't. I don't know. I like things that look good, though.
I hear you.
I ain't mad at you, bro.
Where you at?
Money
Mike?
look real good to me, nigga. Fuck you.
Just say
Oh, that bill, man, this sexy ass.
I'm taking the porn.
Which one you doing? The porn star?
I'm taking the porn star, bro.
He want to piss on me. That's why I do it.
Look at her. She would do whatever I wanted to.
I know. Listen, I'm not judging. I'm a fucking old geriatric billionaire. I'm not judging.
A porn star gives you a lot.
And plus, I probably got a little bit of ham.
You didn't say that. You didn't say that.
That's a celebrity. That's a celebrity.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you. Listen, say it again. Say it
You
again.
ask a female the same question, she going for
That's
the
why
belly.
men are dumb as shit.
She going for
The
the
first
belly.
thing she gonna go for, she don't got no fucking look. She had a whole bunch of dog ass.
She said,
things
did
that
you
look
say
good.
Billy?
She going for Billy. Oh, security, financial security.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't give a fuck if you got a belly, all that shit. I'm straight. So yeah, I'm going.
I have a whole
Yo, Marvin's still thinking.
whole nother show.
I don't know.
Yo, take that 8 with the ambient product.
He think about it.
This might be a little crazy, man.
The pussy good.
Yeah, right. The sex might be great as well.
This might be a little
Look, the
crazy.
librarian might be the one to marry though. She
The librarian, yeah, and she a
freak
freak.
a little bit of.
She's a freak. She's definitely a freak.
She still, and for her to be a librarian,
She a
still
seven.
making a little bit
Right.
of.
Is she a bad librarian?
Librarian, you know? I mean, yo,
Yeah,
she
she
ain't going
good
up
for-
and
she
telling
good for a
motherfuckers to be quiet.
You gotta have a certain personality.
Number
to be a
one's the choice
librarian.
though, yo. All y'all bugging. Mike, you bugging.
That
Word
was kind
probably
of smart too, though.
Right.
I mean, no, I feel you. A bad bitch, man.
Yeah, no, yeah.
As soon as you bust,
I
you
feel
gonna look
like-
at the bills like, fuck.
I feel like your money when you get in a relationship is y'all money. But if a woman got more money than you and y'all get in a relationship, that's her money.
No, I'm getting pregnant.
Now she's telling
I'm gonna get pregnant. I'm gonna hit my dick hole. I'm getting pregnant, nigga. Whatever you got, I got. I'm busting all of that 70 year old pussy, nigga. I'm gonna fuck till I die. I can't out with
He be ready with the syringe at the night, like
70-year-old billionaire. I'm like, pregnant.
That's crazy.
Fuck y'all, pregnant. You get down, bitch. Be like, look at this honey. Like,
He be spending all his money, yo. Your money gone, bro.
Hey,
y'all picking the old
it's gone
lady
either
over
way.
the-
My
slate or the librarian?
I'm with him.
That's good. We all got different answers too. That's the crazy.
That is cool.
That is wild.
I got the best one.
Next question. Last one.
All right, last one. All right, podcast. I can't never.
Podcast superlatives.
I can't never say that fucking word. Right.
All right, so I'm gonna set this one up for you. Say.
Okay.
It's 5 superlatives here. Each one of us gotta have one. So you know what I mean. Everybody not pick one, but like we all figure out who we think is gonna be, the other one is best for the superlative.
Okay.
All right.
So we don't pick our own. Pick one for something.
We don't pick our own.
Okay.
Yeah.
People gotta pick.
Yeah.
The flower don't pick itself.
If it's a new screen name, I'm fucking you up.
Yeah, it's not.
Hey, yo, hey, look, by the way, I can't take credit for that. I got that shit from one of the Drake bars. He said, I'm the chosen one, but a flower don't pick itself. I said, well, goddamn. When he said that shit, I was like,
that's why I always pick my
wow. All right,
He also said, I'm not with the rah-rah, I'm a da-da.
I like that. That's what I figured out.
Wow.
I mean, that's. I'm gonna put that on my tombstone.
All right, so each one has to get one. All right, so this is the list that it is. All right, most likely to become a serial killer.
Nick.
Most likely to be addicted to porn.
Nick.
I'm not too bad yet.
Most likely to start a sex cult. Denzel. Most likely to tell girls I'm not like other guys.
Brandon. Yeah! Look, it's so black. That's the one.
Most likely to drink a beer through a straw.
You call a nigga guest. What you doing?
That's the one. That's the one.
That's the one. It ain't me, bitch. You can kiss my ass. I will bring
I snatched that shit on my head.
So those are choices drinking the bottle the whole time. Those are choices.
Yo, the funniest thing about that is, serial killer is definitely the worst thing on the list, but
drinking the beer, drinking the straw,
we had the biggest. Yeah, I'm the serial killer. I murder niggas. Don't you know those straws? I don't drink a beer through a straw. I don't drink their blood through a straw. No. Yeah. So like serial killers have been known to be like really friendly, very like personal, like, hey man, what's up? So I could be that.
Nigga, Marvin's definitely the serial killer, yo.
I was gonna say, I would say, Marv, not because you dark skin.
Every now and again.
Not because you dark skin. Not because of y'all. We is outnumbered. Hey, bro. No, fuck you, man. That light skin shit, nigga.
Nick too loud. Nick too loud to be a serial killer.
Yo. I'll take the serial killer. I ain't drinking beer through the He's gonna definitely be the sex cult.
When I wrote this shit, Kristen was like, "Oh, that's you."
Yo, the funniest one, real talk, is most likely to tell girls I'm not like the other guys. Hey, yo, you know this nigga, you know this nigga. I know him, but you know him. You know that. He got real New York accent, real quiet.
You ain't like them. You ain't like them. That's the player right there. That's the player? That's the player.
You go with the words. That's him. Man.
I think it might be him to say
I'm
that.
not good with the words. Nah, it probably would be me. It would be me.
He going deep, boy.
Alright, so if you sex call, I'm a serial killer. No, you're not having it. He drinks a beer through a straw. You serial killer. Denzel's a strong. Fuck you. I'm being strong, yo. I'm not being strong. Alright, I'll take the straw. No, I can't be a sex cult. I ain't being a sex cult. See, you did that shit on purpose, bitch. You know how many people that's gonna have this? We only have 4.
This one's Nick.
We got Nick. Fuck everybody up. You know what? I think I took a beer through a straw. No, Blue Moon though. It had a limit. I had a limit in the Blue Moon. But that's like a
Limit in the blue moon? You're not supposed to have a limit in the blue moon.
When they give you the thing at the bar, they give you the glass at the bar. They give you your pint, your little cup.
Did they give you a straw?
If they give you a straw, take it out.
Yeah.
You don't stir.
But if you drunk a Blue Moon,
so I can't do this.
No.
After that straw, can I do this? After can I shake the water off?
Is it worse if you put the straw in a beer bottle?
Oh my God! That's right there. It's gays that meant to be seen that y'all gave me that number. Who wrote the fucking shit? He was like, drink the straw. He liked that part. Let me see his hand. I bet you it's the clearest part on the note. Which in the back, only one. It got its own section. He said, finally,
You got a whole
most likely to drink a beer. Wait till the whole back of the post. Look at it. That's all Russian, right? He took his time. Yeah. What do you call them? Cryptology? What do you call them?
I saw a girl at the bar doing that. And I thought it was weird for a girl to do.
Damn, girl.
They do it for their lipstick. I think.
It still look weird.
You got more? Let's wrap this up. We are honored. Listen, these are the homies. For those that know them, Denzel's new, but I assume they're like family. You know, they come to the house and live between the time. Right? We're extremely proud of you guys. We want you guys to keep doing what you're doing. You guys provide motivation to me when I see y'all. Every win y'all take, and that's so much the losses. But
y'all too. All y'all in the gym, all of that, yo. Like I see that, yo. I was 307 pounds like 2 years ago. So so all y'all working. I see. I'm going to work, but when I see y'all working, it make me. When I want to be lazy, I be like, God damn, this nigga got muscles underneath in his armpits right here. I'm like,
you don't want to work out this nigga. I'm like, you need to take a photo of him and mom like, this what you doing today, yo. This bitch too, yo. He
I went on his page too. All y'all be working, so that should motivate us just as well.
Listen, he bought with it.
Tell you what, y'all got the Flex Forever, like the boxer briefs or like the long joints.
I'm wearing no shirt. I'm wearing no shirt. He want to have drink just right about his belt buckle. I got you.
Oh, that's not bad.
So he said when you design your next boxer brief, think of his generals.
No. He didn't say that, yo.
That's why you got the straw.
Y'all say we is Flex COVID. Thank you so much. We got shout out to. I'm sorry. We got shout out to shit out. Wait. All right. Shout out to Flex Forever. Bombing on. Bing. At Flex. At Flex.
Flex number 4 EVA.
There we go. That's the handle. Catch up with him. Shout out to the sponsor, withlove.bea. Catch up with him. Let's go. Now, download on iTunes, Not Safe for Ears, Spotify, SoundCloud. Make sure you turn on the post notifications for YouTube. We here live every Sunday. God damn it. NotSafeForEars@gmail.com. Get us the questions, DM, whatever the case is. Holla at us.
Nick drinks beer.